Every decision you make in your life, each day, every moment, determines how your life is going to go and determines how your life is going to be and where you will end up. Whether you believe in God or not, or God the Father, creator of the heavens and the earth, whether you believe that or not, every decision you make determines where you will end up, in what we call heaven or in what we call hell. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. We're doing the nighttime devotion in the morning from the devotional Christ Triumphant. The title, Our Place in History Will Be Determined by Our Characters. John 11:50. Consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not. Consider that it is, I've said that. With Caiaphas, the Jewish high priesthood ended. This proud, overbearing, wicked man proved his unworthiness ever to have worn the garments of the high priest. He had neither capacity nor authority from heaven for doing the work. Virtually, Caiaphas was no priest. He wore the priestly robes, but he had no vital connection with God. The mock trial of Christ shows how base the priesthood had become. The priests hired people to testify under oath to falsehood, that Jesus might be condemned. But on this occasion, truth came to the help of Christ. Thus it was shown that the testimonies borne against him were false, that the witnesses had been hired by men who cherished in their hearts the basest elements of corruption. It was God's design that the men who delivered Jesus should hear the testimony of his innocence. I find no fault in him, Pilate declared. And Judas, throwing at the feet of the priests the money he had received for betraying Christ, bore testimony, I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood. Previously, when the Sanhedrin had been called together to lay plans for waylaying Christ and putting him to death, Caiaphas said, Cannot ye see that the world is gone after him? The voices of some members of the council were heard, pleading with the others to check their passion and hatred against Christ. They wished to save him from being put to death. In reply to them, Caiaphas said, Ye know nothing at all, nor consider that it is expedient for us, he might have said a corrupted priesthood, that one man should die for the people, and the whole nation perish not. These words were uttered by one who knew not their significance. He was condemning one whose death would end the need for types and shadows, whose death was prefigured in every sacrifice made. But the high priest's words meant more than he or those who were combined with him knew. By them he bore testimony that the time had come for the Aaronic priesthood to cease forever. Caiaphas was the one that was to be in office when types and shadows were to meet the reality, when the true high priest was to come into office. People of all characters, righteous and unrighteous, will stand in their positions. With the characters they have formed, they will act their part in the fulfillment of history. Our place in history will be determined by our characters. So this is focusing on those that chose to murder, kill Jesus, full well knowing he was innocent. Their decisions. They could have made a decision to not kill Jesus. It had to happen, yes. It had to happen. But they could have walked away with clear consciences. Even Caiaphas. It probably would have still happened. But like Pilate, even Pilate, I don't think walks away with a clear conscience, because he could have said, this guy is innocent, leave him alone. But he washed his hands. He said, do what you will with him. I have nothing to do with it. That's sitting on the fence. You can't do that. I've said before, you cannot sit on the fence. You must choose. And the only way you can choose is by getting the information you need to make that choice. Read the Bible. A lot of people don't want to read the Bible because they don't want to become a Christian. They don't want to change. And nobody likes, most people don't like to change. It is a lifestyle change, but it doesn't have to be you're not a Christian on the Friday and all of a sudden you're a Christian on Monday. Yes, it kind of, you make your mind up like that, but your life doesn't change like that. It's a gradual thing. I made the biggest mistake 2009. I stopped eating meat completely. Chicken, meat, any kind of animal meat. I still eat fish, but any kind of animal meat. I just went cold turkey. I said, right, I'm not eating any more meat as of now. And I did suffer for a little while because my body went into withdrawal symptoms, or whatever you want to call it. And it was craving and this and that. And yes, I did suffer for a little while, but I have not knowingly eaten meat since then. But you can do it. I would always suggest wean yourself off it. Gradually take yourself off it. Becoming a Christian is a gradual thing. Yes, you can quit this and quit that, and I'm going to be like this, I'm going to be like that. It all catches up with you. Things you stop and everything, it catches up with you. But you can still not do it. But I'm just saying it. It is a process. Here, they mocked Jesus. They stripped him of his robes and whipped him and everything. And then they put him to death. Yes, he became the ultimate sacrifice. But what I like most here also is Caiaphas and the words he spoke. Ye know nothing at all, nor consider that it is expedient for us, the corrupted priesthood, that one man should die for the people, then the whole nation perish not. He had no idea we know what those words mean to us, but he didn't know what they meant to him at that time. Caiaphas was the last high priest of the temple, because thereafter Jesus becomes the high priest perpetually. Beautiful. There's no temple needed because we are the temple. There's no high priest needed in this world because we have a high priest up there. There's no sacrifices needed except in ourselves. Self-sacrifice. We become living sacrifices daily. Daily. Wake up, make your choice. How am I going to live? What decisions? How am I going to make my decisions? How are they going to affect other people? Where is your focus? Choose ye this day whom you will serve.